Good morning, everyone, and welcome to the Hong Kong Wine and Dine Festival 2020 Go Live. My name is Alison Howe. I'm delighted to be your host this morning. Now, we are in the second week of our online masterclasses, and I can only assure you that we have more and more celebrity chefs joining us so we can cook alongside with them during our masterclass sessions. So if you would like to check out the archives from our previous masterclasses, or if you would like to order your own ingredient pack so you can cook with us together, please visit the official website, which is masterclasses.discoverhongkong.com. Please also don't forget to share or comment on this video that you are watching. For example, we have friends in India joining us this morning, so hi there, special shout outs to you. Please feel free to enjoy and share this experience with anybody from around the world. Now, today's theme is called Beauty and the Feast. Well, this morning's feast will be prepared by a very passionate chef who has dedicated herself to dessert making. Well, at the same time, she is the founder of the Cakery, and that's a bakery that's offering your favorite desserts guilt-free. Please welcome Shirley Kwok. And bringing us a very cool vegan version of a very traditional apple pie. Please welcome Shirley. How are you?
Hello, good. Thank you.
Thank
Hello,
you
everyone.
so much for joining us this morning. Now, could you please tell us a little bit more about this apple pie that you are going to teach us how to make?
Sure. Today, the apple pie that we're going to make is going to be vegan, which means there's going to be no egg or no butter or any animal products in there.
Wow.
So it's going to be, but it tastes just as good as any normal apple pie. So.
That's fantastic. I think a lot of people are more cautious about the vegan values.
Yes.
So this is absolutely exciting. Now, we also have a lot of people joining us for this particular master classes. Let's bring on our friends on Zoom that is joining us right now. Let's see if they are available and ready to cook alongside with us. We would love to take a selfie with you guys as well. So let's once again, let's get my phone ready and see if they are available on our screen. Now, if you would also like to join us, don't forget to check out the official website, which is masterclasses.discoverhongkong.com. And here they are. Hi, everyone. Please give us a big wave. You're all ready to cook with us? I see that we don't just have adults joining us. We also have little helpers joining us. Bridget, would you like to introduce your little helper to us today? If you can unmute yourself, then we can have a little chat with you here in the studio. Hiya. Oh, this is so exciting. See, this is truly really representing that we are more than just an adult only. This is a family-friendly festival for sure. Hi, Bridget.
Hi.
Hi. Hi there. Who's this little friend of yours?
What's your name? Bernard.
Hi, Bernard. Do you know what we're cooking today?
What are you cooking today?
Apple pie.
Fantastic. Are you a fan of apple pies?
Are you fans of apple pies?
A bit.
A
A bit. Mommy's a bigger fan, isn't she?
Yes, I do.
Fantastic. I'm a huge fan of apple pie, and I can't wait to share this experience with you guys. All right,
Exactly.
let's bring everybody back onto the screen. Shall we do a selfie together, everyone? Yeah? All right, I'm going to invite Shirley to join us over here so we can capture everybody from the video wall. Make sure that you have yourselves available for our phone over here in the studio. All right, here we go. 1, 2, 3, apple pie. All right, now let's check in with the ingredients. These are the ingredients that we need for our cooking today. Shirley, would you like to walk us through what we have for you today?
Sure. First of all, we'll need organic all-purpose flour. The ingredients that we use today will be organic, mainly organic. And there's going to be vegan butter to replace the traditional butter that we normally use.
Right.
And we also have organic cane sugar as well as salt. All of that we'll need for the pie crust. And we also need 56 grams of cold water. Be sure that the water is cold enough. Okay, let's move on to the filling. The filling we'll need, obviously, it's an apple pie, so we'll need apples.
Yes.
And there's going to be organic cane sugar again to add some sweetness to the apple. And of course, there's spices. We have nutmeg and also cinnamon powder. Lastly, we also need a little bit of lemon juice. and also the potato starch to make the filling a little gooey.
Ooh, this is so exciting. I can't wait. Shall we get started, everybody? All right, let's do this. Okay, everybody's ready to go? Off to you now, Shirley.
Thank you.
What should be the first thing that we need to do?
Okay, first we need to prepare the pie crust first because we need to stick it into the fridge for a little bit to make sure that it's hard enough, like a dough form. So let's get started. First, we should sift the flour first.
All right, everybody get onto your flour. Have the sift ready as well. I see that Samantha must have been doing this for a while. You look like you're very familiar with the sifting. That's fantastic. Grace also looks like you dessert chef expert at home too. Look at that skills. Good work, everybody. Well done, Bernard. Everybody joining us at home? I hope you have your ingredients ready to cook alongside with us as well. Otherwise, you can also check in with the archive whenever you are ready. Let's come back to the studio and see how Shirley is doing. All right. I think we are all pretty much in sync, everybody.
Okay, next we can mix in the organic cane sugar as well as the salt.
All right, so sugar in, salt in. Mommy's helping and jumping in to help Bernard, getting all the flour in. After you've got the flour in, and then feel free to put in your sugar and the salt. Okay, everybody on point? Frederick's getting his salt in as well. Good work. All right. Is it time to mix a little bit, Shirley?
Yes, time to just mix up all 3 ingredients.
All right. So coming into our online friends, we also have a chat box. If you have any questions at all, go ahead and throw them our way. We have somebody asking, so what exactly is vegan butter?
Vegan butter, we actually use it in place of obviously the traditional butter, but there are many different kinds of vegan butter. For my own kitchen, for the Cakery, we actually make our own vegan butter.
Oh, wow.
But of course, it involves a lot of different sort of ingredients, and it takes time to make. So it's not so convenient for just everyone else to make their own vegan butter at home. So a lot of people like to just buy it. So today we're bringing in specific brand that I like to use,
right.
and so a lot of the vegan butters involves like soy, and for those who have soy allergy, we have to make sure we don't use. We have to choose the correct vegan butter.
I see. All right, I think everybody's got their ingredients in. All right, let's see. Frederick, you're good to go? Awesome. And let's see, Grace, you're also good to go, right? Grace has got all of her ingredients in. Yes, everybody's mixing well. What should we do next?
Okay, are we all set? And get ready. Let's get our hands dirty.
Or if you prefer to have your glove on, you can do that too.
Yes. So what we're going to do, we're going to put the vegan butter.
Here we go.
Directly in to the bowl.
All right.
And just mix everything together.
Awesome.
Okay. It might get a little tiring because the vegan butter might be still a little bit hard, but we don't want a really soft one because otherwise it will take forever for the dough to get hardened.
Right.
So just keep mixing, squeezing.
Today's temperature should be quite good for keeping things in room temperature, right?
Yes.
All right, everybody's got their vegan butter in. I see Taco's already involved with both hands in. That's fantastic. All right, Cherie is also going well. How are you doing, Cherie? Good, awesome. All right, Jennifer's also got hers in. It's quite a bit of a finger workout, isn't it?
Yes, it gets pretty tiring.
So when I make, say, baking stuff at home, I think the only thing that I come across as a problem is I always come up with a lot of lumps. Is there any particular way to avoid having lumps in, say, a mixture like that?
One of the most important things to do is you have to sift all your ingredients.
Right, the sifting is
yes, the
right.
sifting is very important because a lot of times, especially weather in Hong Kong, it's kind of humid.
Yeah.
So the flour can get quite sticky and become lumpy.
Right.
So that's why sifting is one of the most important procedure that you have to do.
I see.
Okay, how are we doing?
Yeah, how's everybody doing?
Looks pretty good. Okay, so now I think we can add the cold water into the mixture.
All right, so let's get our cold water ready. Whenever you feel like your dough is all ready for some water. So when we have the vegan butter, we keep that at room temperature so that it's not too hard or not too soft.
We actually have to put it into the fridge because they actually get melted quite easily.
Oh, right.
So and we just took out the butter maybe 5 minutes ago to make sure that
see.
it's not too warm or
Right.
melty.
I see. So now we're adding cold water into the mix. Why do we have to keep it cold?
It's just for pie crust, we usually used cold water just so it can, because we actually want the pie to be a bit firm.
Yes.
So it's better to use cold water, and we don't want to melt the butter in the crust as well.
Right. I love watching Bridget's screen with Bernard. I can see like how the little kids at home will be enjoying this so much.
Reminds me of me and my girls.
Right? You have, how many kids do you have?
I have 2 girls.
Me too. I
Yes.
have 2 girls too. Baking is like an every weekend activity at home.
Yeah, but it's never this neat. My girls would get the entire counter like full of flour and everything.
As all kids do.
And
My
lots of
goodness.
screaming as well.
Oh, really? They just get too excited with smelling. That's so cute. We also have somebody online asking, what kind of flour are we using today?
Today we're just using an organic all-purpose flour.
Okay.
You can actually just use any all-purpose plain flour, but because we usually try to use as much organic products as possible to
Right.
just so we can retain more nutrients in the ingredients.
Fantastic.
Okay.
All right, let's see how Frederick is doing. Oh, Frederick's putting his water in. Awesome. Do you have a question for us? Would you like to unmute your mic and we can hear you in the studio? Or you seem to be doing okay? Here you go.
Hi.
Hi.
I just missed your last part. How much water should I add to the?
56 grams of cold water.
How much? Sorry.
56 grams.
56 grams.
Yes.
Okay.
All right. Thank you for checking in with us. I think the key thing about making a very successful dessert, for example, is really all the ingredients have to be measured to the dice.
Yeah, especially for baking, it's actually, we have to be very, very accurate. It's
Yeah.
not like Chinese cooking where you can just be
Go
like,
with the flow.
Exactly,
with your
exactly.
experience.
So a lot of people always say like, oh, it's so easy. Baking is like the easiest thing in the world, but it's actually not, because just for example, when we make cupcakes, you know, different
Yes.
people can turn out, the result can be very different. Some, if you put in the wrong ingredients or the wrong procedure,
Yes.
it's totally different result.
Yeah, that's why we need a master like yourself to come and teach us here in the master class today. Now I'm going to check in with everybody joining us online. Samantha, you seem to be doing well. You're okay with your cold water mix? Awesome. Thank you for checking in. And then let's see everybody else. How's your dough coming along? Shirley, you're all right? Are your arms getting tired? I can see Rita. Ooh, Rita, yours look good.
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay, let's try to pack everything together into like a big dough ball.
All right.
And then we can soon wrap it up and put it in the fridge.
Okay, if we could have a little look in the studio and see what Shirley is doing, then this is what we're going to achieve together, everybody. Let's pack this in. We need to stick this to the fridge and we can get moving on to the next step.
Okay.
Good work, everyone. All right, I'd love to, oh, I love how Rita's dough is coming along. Thank you for showing us, that's fantastic. Manny, how are you doing? Can I see your dough? Are you getting the right consistency? No. Is there anything we can help Maddie
I
at this
think you
point?
might have added too much water.
Ah.
Yeah, it shouldn't be so sticky.
Right.
So you could possibly split the dough into two and just add a little bit more flour
Right.
if you have on hand.
That's the rescue plan.
But we also need some extra butter as well.
That's true. Taco's looking great too. Yeah, taco's looking pretty solid. That's fantastic. Grace, how's your dough coming along? Wow, look at that. Beautiful. Thank you. Frederick, you're okay? Working hard on the dough. Oh, you don't feel so confident about it? Shirley, what do you think? Frederick's looking pretty good,
It
I
looks
think.
okay. It's
Yeah.
not too wet. Why is it not good, Frederick? Why do you think there's a problem? It looks okay from here. Yeah, it looks fine. It looks fine.
Yay.
So maybe it's time to just take out the saran wrap, and we can put the dough
All right.
and wrap it in and just dump it into the fridge for about 10-15 minutes.
Let's move on to the next step. Everybody should have your wrap ready, and we're going to let this dough sit in the fridge for about 10 to 15 minutes. Thank you, Rita. On point. Samantha as well, ready to wrap. Grace is already on the wrapping. That's fantastic. Taco, you can go ahead and take out the wrap, and we're going to put that in the fridge, okay? So the purpose of putting it in the fridge is so that the dough can be a little bit more solid and a little bit hotter.
So when we roll it out later, it could stick together and stay. You can shape it afterwards.
I see.
Yeah.
Awesome tips. So we're putting this into the fridge for 10 to 15 minutes?
Yes.
Okay, brilliant. If you have your dough in the fridge, do come back to us and let us know, and we can move on to the next step. I believe the next step will be to work on the fillings.
Exactly.
All right, I think Grace is ready. I think Bridget is also ready. Bernard's back at the chef table. I love this. Oh, sous chef, awesome. All right, Jennifer has put hers in the fridge as well. Cherie, you're good to go too? Yours is in the fridge? Fantastic. Samantha's in the fridge. Taco's in the fridge. All right, everybody's on point. Everyone joining us at home, hopefully you're enjoying this so far, and then we do love to have you joining us for the next sessions as well. All right, let's move on and see what we should do with the filling.
Okay, so let's get the apples ready. So we have to take away the skin with the peeler. So we have to be very careful because the peeler can be very sharp. So
Right.
yeah.
Maybe at this particular point, if you have little chefs helping out as well, maybe mommy or daddy can
Yes.
work out this process, and then we'll let the other process to be the main mission for our little friends today. Is there any particular requirement for what kind of apple that we should use?
A lot of times we like to use two kinds of apples, but just to make it more simple today, we've used the gala apple.
Right.
Sometimes we like to add some green apples because
Oh my gosh,
That was-
Taco. Whoa, Taco, can I talk to you for a second? Did you just do all that by yourself?
amazing.
I just prepared it before the class.
Oh,
Just
wow.
to put being all stacked up together, and then everything just not in the scale, and then I cannot follow up. So just try to prepare it before the whole live.
My goodness, you're like star student material right
Exactly.
there. Well done, Taco. That's fantastic. All right, all the others are working on their apples. All right, very good. So I have seen other recipes, like you said before, Shirley, that some would use like half and half green and red apples. Is that to like bring a little bit more acidity
Yes,
to the
exactly.
pie?
Yes, exactly. And also the texture of the apples could be quite different too.
Right.
So that's why it really depends on your own personal preference. So
Working with, say, vegan butter or like organic flour, is there any particular preference as to what kind of texture that we need to kind of pursue? compared to an ordinary recipe, for example?
For me, organic flour is just like any plain flour. It's just that, except it's organic, of
Right.
course. But for vegan butter, because the flavor can be very, very different. Some can have like, because coconut oil is also a popular ingredient
Right.
for vegan butter. So
Yes.
if for those who don't really like coconut flavor, some might not choose those. But I personally quite like the coconut flavor, so I don't mind the coconut flavor vegan butter.
Right.
But because the melting point of the coconut oil is quite different, right? So when it's in the warm weather, then you can see like a bottle of
cakes up.
like liquid
Yeah.
coconut oil, but when the weather just cools up a bit, like maybe even today, you
Yeah.
know, then you can see like kind of like a solidified oil.
Yes.
So it gets melty quite easily.
All right, let's see how everybody's doing. Maybe we can come to Bridget and Bernard. Bernard, this is the stuff that you are also getting involved in. Oh my goodness. Are you a very experienced home chef, home cook as well, Bernard? No? But you're very good at helping out today.
Yes, I actually loved baking. We make cookies and cinnamon rolls
Oh,
or
you're
bread
a lucky
sometimes,
boy.
but never an apple pie.
Never an apple pie. That's the first
No.
apple pie that you make together.
Yes, our first apple pie together, right?
Fantastic. So Bernard, when we were chatting earlier, you said that you're a little bit of a fan of apple pie. If you can switch it up and change the apple to any other fruit that you like, what fruit would you like to
What do you think?
experiment with?
Uh,
What's your favorite fruit then?
What's your favorite fruit? Mango? Mango.
Mango. Mango pie. Is that something that is doable, Shirley? Mango
I guess
pie?
any fruits is doable. It's just you just have to change up the recipe a little bit.
Awesome. Thanks. Maybe next time we can try and experiment on a mango pie, Bernard, just for you. All right, let's check in with others. Let's see how Manny is doing. Hey, Manny. Hello there. How many more apples do you have to go?
4 more.
You have 4 more. Keep working at it. Yeah. Do you cook many desserts at home usually?
No, this is my first time.
Is it really?
Yeah.
Wow. Are you
I'm so
excited?
excited.
That's excellent. I can't wait for you to try your own first dessert at the comfort of your own home. This is very, very exciting for
I
us
will
too.
bring something to you.
Yes, please, do share. Yes, please. All right, coming back into the studio, Shirley, you are already on to your, ooh, you're going fast. See, this is why you are a master. Going extremely fast. Everybody keep up. We've got so much to learn here. I see Bridget, you're all ready to go with your apples. Everything is peeled, fantastic. Jennifer, you're also working great. Great pace, great speed, yes. Good work, everyone. Grace is almost finished as well. Let's have a little chat with Grace. Hi, Grace. Good morning. Thank you for joining us today.
Hi, morning.
Good morning. Do you cook much at home?
Yes.
Do you prefer to cook like a proper meal, or do you like mostly baking or desserts more?
Anything.
Anything. Oh, I can see that you're an experienced apple pie baker then.
No. I have seldom baked apple pies.
Oh, really?
I usually cook Chinese food for dinners, lunches, but sometimes I also make cookies,
Right.
sweets for children.
Fantastic. So I see that you have all your apples ready. I think the next step is going to be very important too. Are you ready for it?
Yeah, sure.
Excellent. Thank you so much. Let's check in with everybody else and see how we are doing. I think everybody is pretty on point. Yep, Samantha's on to her last one. Finished? Well done, Samantha. Very good. All right, let's see. All right, so Shirley, you're also on to your second last one. And what's going to be the next step that's going to be important for us to bake this?
I think we can get our lemon ready as well. So for those that are ready, we can just we can prepare
Yes.
half a teaspoon of lemon juice.
All right. If you are already good to go with your apples, go ahead and work on your lemons right now. Half a teaspoon of lemon juice. Yep, I can see that. Grace is already onto that. Samantha's getting that done. Good work, everybody. So when we're working on an apple pie, like you said, another problem that comes up quite often is the crust. So you've already shared a tip that is to make sure that we have to put it in the fridge so that it hardens up a little bit when we work on the crust. Is there anything that we need to pay attention to?
I guess it will be when we put the pie crust on the tray.
Right.
We actually have to pre-bake the pie crust first before we put in the filling.
Right.
So otherwise, the pie crust at the bottom will be kind of uncooked, and so it doesn't taste as good.
Because there's also the moisture coming from the filling as well. I see. See, another tip from our masters today.
So for those that are ready, we can start cutting the apples. And you can, depending on how you like your apples, some they like to cut it like wedges, but I like to dice them.
Right.
So if you want to have more texture, then you can make them slightly bigger. Or for those who likes to be kind of mushy, if you prefer like a mushier filling, then you can cut them a bit smaller.
All right, let's get to the apple cutting, everybody. Grace is already on the go, Samantha as well. Jennifer is also working on the apples, fantastic. I do see that a lot of people, when it comes to baking an apple pie, they have so many different steps where they can personalize it to their preferences. So you mentioned that you like to dice it. Is there any reason why?
Actually, my husband likes it.
Oh yeah.
So I have to, please the boss. So that's why. Yeah.
All right, everybody's working on the apples. How are you planning to do your apples? Oh, I see Taco's going for the dicing as well. Very cool. Samantha's also going to try to dice them as well. Great work. Manny's getting hers ready. Cherie's ready to go with the apple. Fantastic. If you have a pan as well, you can go ahead and do follow every single step that's happening here in our kitchen. If you can have a look at what Shirley is doing, you can exactly copy that. I love how we are bringing this to a family-friendly level, because I think while baking, you're actually teaching your kids a lot of different things as well.
Oh yeah, definitely.
Right?
A lot of math, actually.
A lot of math. I think it's also a lot of patience.
Yes.
A lot of things that you know, for them to learn discipline, how to follow instructions.
And accuracy.
And accuracy. What's your girls' favorite things when you cook along with them?
Oh, they love making chocolate cakes and
Chocolate
chocolate chip cookies, and they always steal all the ingredients while we prepare. So
Talk about patience.
all the chocolate chips would be gone by
Right.
the time we're done baking.
Oh, funny. Yeah, mine too. We shared a little bit of a table fun with baking some gingerbread man the other day. Practicing, getting ready for Christmas. And we also got some sprinkles in the house. And I think by the end of our first baking session, half of that bottle of sprinkles were gone. Some were on the floor, some landed in their tummy. So,
Sounds familiar.
right?
Yes.
I mean, I think Bridget can relate, or everybody who cooks with their kids can relate. Bridget, you don't just have one little helper, you've got two. Hi, you got two boys. Yes, hi there. What's your name? I'd love to come and have a little chat with him too. Let's turn on the mic. Are you Bernard's big brother?
Yes.
Yeah.
Oh, do you cook together much? Oh, hey, you got a third helper as well. That's your third child, isn't it? Awesome. This is really a family fun process. I love it.
Yeah, it is. It's very good.
Are they helping or are they more speculating?
For now, it's speculating. But usually we cook, they start doing breakfasts together.
Oh,
That's where we start with.
That's so cute.
Yeah.
that's so sweet. I love this. All right, I think we do have to speed up a little bit, everybody, so that we can make sure that everybody is on point together. Get your apples ready. If you haven't done your lemon juices, now would be a good time to get that going as well. Wow, look at Grace's progress. Grace is almost finished with dicing all of the apples. This is fantastic. I love this experience as you're able to see everybody's progresses and see how everybody is catching up, or if you're falling behind a little bit, we'll be able to find out. So this is a fantastic experience for us here as well. All right, I think next up I'm going to come to Rita for a little bit, if you don't mind. Hi, Rita, how are you? Hiya, you're working on your apples as well. If you can unmute yourself, then we'll be able to hear you in the studio. Yes.
Still 4 more to cut.
Still 4 more to cut. That's all right. We'll wait up. We'll wait up. Are you going for dicing? Because I can't really see it from your screen. Are you dicing them, or are you turning them into wedges? How are you treating your apples?
Dicing.
Dicing.
You see,
There we go. There we go. Brilliant. Do you cook a lot at home?
no.
No.
Seldom.
Really? Is this your first apple pie as well?
Yes.
This is so exciting. Good work, though.
Thank you.
All right. So we've got somebody online asking in the chat box saying, can I bake with the apple peel? Do I have to peel them off?
You don't really have to, but it will look, I personally think it looks nicer when you peel off the peel.
Right. It's not to do with the texture or messing with the recipe.
The texture, it will change a little bit because the peel is a bit chewy. So, and I usually like my apple pie more mushy.
Right.
Yeah.
Okay. So there you go. It's an option for you too. If you have a question as well while you're watching this, go ahead and send us a message in the chat box. We'll be able to answer your question here live in the studio. Again, checking in with everybody. Frederick, how are you doing? You all right? Fantastic. And Jennifer, you seem to be on good progress as well. Yes? Brilliant. Thank you so much. Again, at any point, if you have any question at all for us here in the studio, go ahead and raise your hand, and we will unmute your mic, and we'll be able to answer anything that you have in mind live. All right. Seeing everybody's progress going good. All right, Samantha, would you be able to have a chat with us? I see that you're almost ready with all of your apples. Thank you for coming back to the screen. How are you? Yeah, thanks for joining us this morning. Are you able to unmute yourself? Then we'll be able to hear you in the studio. There you go.
Hi, morning.
Hi, good morning. So we are on progress. Do you think that the pace is okay? Are you able to keep up?
Yep, I've just finished dicing the apples.
Fantastic. Do you bake a lot at home?
No, this is the first time.
So this is why I'm curious. I see so many first-time bakers joining us today. What made you want to join the Hong Kong Wine and Dine Festival online masterclass session to cook?
I think this year we're going to have to celebrate Christmas at home.
Ah.
So I think it's a great time to learn some sweets.
Oh, that is such a good reason. You know, Thanksgiving just passed. If people wanted to cook like a pumpkin pie, they could have just, you know, caught up with the process. And now you're thinking about Christmas. I love that you're thinking ahead. What do you have in mind for a home-cooked Christmas meal?
Turkey, roast beef,
Yeah?
and obviously a pie.
Fantastic. This is a great trial. I think it's going to be a huge win. Thank you for chatting with us, Samantha. All right, I'm going to have to ask everybody to speed up a little bit because we have already got the dough in the fridge for 16 minutes. I think it's almost time to get the dough out of the fridge and start working on that pie crust, right? Okay. If you haven't got all of your apples diced up, you might have to speed up a little bit so that we can keep moving on, all right? Fantastic. Taku, how are you doing? You got all the dices in the pot. I love that. Hi there. Hi.
Yeah, dicing already. So,
Yeah. Do you cook a lot at home?
Not often, but I do cook.
Yeah. What's your like #1 dish? What's your most popular dish?
Cooking spaghetti.
Spaghetti.
Yeah, if you're making spaghetti or fried rice.
Oh my goodness. You're a culinary star in the making.
Not really. Just like a hobby.
I love that. Thank you so much for checking in. So we're now going to move on to the next step. And what should we do now, Shirley?
Yeah, we should start cooking the apples and
All right.
put in all the spices and lemon juice.
Okay, time to get the apple into the pan and get cooking, everybody. Thanks, Taco. We'll check back with you in a second, okay? Shall we put them all the way up to high heat, or any particular instructions on how to do this?
Medium is okay.
Medium is good enough.
So we can just squeeze, or well, the lemon juice that you guys have prepared earlier on, just put it over the apple.
All right, lemon juice in the apple as well. Do we need to take the dough out of the fridge? Maybe I can help you with that?
Yes, please.
All right.
Okay, and then all the spices. And the sugar.
I'm just going to leave it right here. All right, everybody's getting the filling in the pan. All the cinnamons are in, all the sugar's going in, lemon juice should also be in as well. All right, so once again, you should have your diced apple or apple wedges in there. And then we could also have your cinnamon in the pan. You can have your sugar in the pan as well. We're going to cook them in a medium heat.
As well as the nutmeg.
As well as the nutmeg. Thank you for reminding us. So while we are, when we are doing this for the second time around, for Christmas, for example, when we have more time at home, is there anything that we could probably stress a little bit more on? I mean, like the dough, I think is also going to be a huge part of how to make this apple pie a success, right? All right. Frederick, you have chosen to do your preferred sugar. I think that's okay, right?
Yes, that's fine.
That's fine. All right. All right. Just make sure that all of your filling is in the pan and in the cooking.
Okay, perhaps we could turn up the
We're going to
heat
turn
if
it up a
it's-
little bit. Turn up your fire a bit. Would you like to also teach us how to get started with the dough? Because we may not have enough time to go for a finish today.
So we can just leave the apples on the side to cook.
Okay.
And perhaps change it back to medium.
All right. Maybe I'll switch places with you.
Sure.
All right. We've got Grace with a question. Grace, go ahead and unmute yourself and we'll be able to hear your question. Yes.
Sorry, I want to ask, on the recipe that you sent us, the sugar, you got two ingredients, two packages should be, right?
Yes.
135 gram, 100 gram.
Correct.
But I only got one package of sugar. I don't know whether it's all mixed up in that pack.
That one pack
So I
has.
pour everything in to the flour, and there's no
okay.
sugar left for
I
the
see.
apple.
Okay. The sugar is actually all in one pack. So what you can do now is, do you have any sugar?
Yes,
Any
sure.
You can just add a little bit of sugar in the pie, in the filling. So because you already added everything in the pie crust, otherwise it's going to be way too sweet. I would not recommend to add 100 grams perhaps maybe try to add 50 grams.
So for the pie, it should be 100 gram, right?
For the crust, it should be 38, and then for the filling, it should be 100.
Oh, then the pie crust will be very sweet this time.
This time, yes. So that's why I said for the filling, maybe perhaps you can try to
Lessen the
reduce.
sugar.
Yes.
Oh, okay.
Thank you. Thanks for your question. All right, everybody's apples are cooking, right? And then now if you could have a look in the studio, when your apples are ready, you can come back to us and then follow what Shirley is doing right now. She is going to do treatment on the dough.
Okay. We can take out half of the dough
Uh-huh.
because we actually have some extra, so we can play
nice.
with it later on.
Okay.
Try to compress it because it's still a little bit crumbly, and use a rolling pin to try to roll it flat.
All right. Pay attention to what Shirley is doing as well, home cooks, so that you're not going to miss out the step when you treat your dough later on as well. Feel free to take your dough out of the fridge now as well.
When you...
Yeah. Hi, Taku. I see that you've got a question for us as well. Go ahead, Taku.
Do I have to like separate the doughs? Like
Yes,
separate
split it
apart?
into two because we actually have extra crust that we can play around with later.
Yeah.
Okay, so like equal portions or like
Just half because if you have extra, you can just remove it from the pie crust from the tin later.
Thanks, Taku. Good question. All right, everybody's dough is out of the fridge, and we can separate them in half. We're going to treat the first batch now. Go. Yes. Well done. Samantha's looking good too. Grace is also working on your dough. That's fantastic.
When you roll out your dough, you can just roll a little bit and then lift it and then turn it a little bit and place it back on the table.
All
So
right.
otherwise, it will get really sticky and
I
it will get
see.
stuck on the table.
That happens to me all the
Yes.
time.
Or you can add a little bit of flour
Yeah.
underneath the crust,
Right.
so it won't stick to the table.
That's what we always do, and that's why we always end up having a mess in the house. It's too much flour to make up for the dough, like keep sticking onto whatever surface that we are rolling it on.
Okay, so roll it out to about 4 mm.
Okay. So that's the kind of thickness that you are going for. If you can have a look at your screens showing you our studio shots.
Then for those that are ready, we can place
All right.
the pie crust onto the pan.
All right, see the Cherie's also moving her dough quite well. After we've gotten to that roughly about 4 mm thickness, then we can move it onto the mold.
Yeah, and then just press it down.
All right, a little bit of pressure on the side. Shirley, I'm helping you to monitor the apples here.
Thank you.
It's looking beautiful. It smells
Smells
amazing.
so good, right?
I know. That's also one of the main reasons why I think a lot of people enjoy cooking is the smell that it brings to the entire house. Especially with cinnamon, now that it's a little bit cooler in temperature, it's like Christmas is here, everyone. Christmas is almost here. All right, I can see that Shirley's dough is already nicely fitted onto the mold.
You just press it in to the side and also
Right, make sure all the corners are
Yes.
tucked in. It's like tucking your little girl in for the night. When you put the blanket on, you really want to wrap it all up. Excellent. I see Bernard getting into the rolling. Yes. You must be really good at playing with Play-Doh as well. Awesome. All right, if you feel you've got the right thickness, go ahead and fit it into the mold. Make sure that you press it along the corners as well. Then we'll be ready to go with the next step, okay?
I would also recommend to prick a few holes.
Yes, get the forks out as well if you've got your mold into the right position with the dough. All right, I see Grace is working beautifully with your mold. Excellent. Jennifer, how are you doing? Oh, Frederick's got his into the pan too. All right. Jennifer, sorry, I just missed you. Could you show us a little bit more about your pie crust?
Looks great.
Awesome. All right, don't forget, once it's in, use your fork. Get a few holes in. All right. Okay, so what should we do now?
Okay, so we can put some baking paper over the pie crust.
Right.
And I believe you guys should have prepared some pie weights over it. So we can just put the weight over onto the baking paper.
And this is to avoid
Because
the puffing?
No, it's once you start baking, the pie crust will actually shrink.
Oh,
Yes, so
right.
to avoid the pie crust from shrinking, we just put some weights over it to
I
make sure the
see.
shape will stay.
That's a great tip as well, everybody. And now it's ready to go in the oven?
Yes.
All right. So I know that people are, especially baking at home, they are quite cautious about what utensils they use. I know a lot of people like to use silicone as well. Is apple pie something that we could do with silicone mold, for example?
I personally don't really like using silicone mold because you need the shape of the pie to, and you need the tin to hold the shape of the pie.
Right.
Otherwise, it won't look as nice.
I see. Our silicone's a bit too soft for...
Yes, exactly.
Understood. Okay. Thanks for the question.
So once you can see the apple is becoming soft now, we can add the potato starch.
All right. Once you have your mold in, you can go back to the apples and check on the softness. All right, so we've got the pie crust in the oven for how long, Shirley?
For 20 minutes.
For 20 minutes, all right. Pie crust, first round for 20 minutes. Taku seems to be having a little problem with getting the mold ready to go with the pie crust. I think maybe the crust is a little bit on the softer side.
Yes, one tip is to try and be as gentle as possible.
Yeah. Bridget's looking great though. Jennifer's already back onto the apple. How are you? Yes, go ahead. That looks great, right? Fantastic, good work. Do you have a question for us? Do you like the smell of the apples filling out your house? It's beautiful. All right, thank you so much. That looks lovely. Cherie's looking good too. Hi, Jennifer.
Hi, it looks a little dry.
Oh.
Is there supposed to be juice coming out?
I think, yeah, it should be because ours is still quite wet. Perhaps you can add a little bit of water in it.
Okay, sure. Thanks.
Thank you. Cherie, yours is looking good. Can I come to you now and have a little chat? Is your pie crust in the oven already?
Yes, it's in the oven.
Awesome. Did you have difficulty putting the crust into the mold?
No, it worked quite well.
It was like, yep, having a good day today. That's
Yes.
excellent. All right, good job. All right, let's check with everybody. I think, Bridget, yours need to go into the oven. Thank you. And then, Frederick, you've got yours in the oven? You're working on the apples now. Fantastic. And Rita, you're also working on your apple. Does that mean that your pie crust is also in the oven? Excellent. Grace, I have full confidence in you. You're definitely on point for this. Taku's back onto the apples as well. All right, Samantha's pie crust going into the oven. And Bridges is also ready to go. Good work, Bernard. Yeah, make sure that you have all of the pie weight. Yeah, there you go. But that looks like an interesting ingredient that you've chosen. Is that coffee bean? No, it's not. Does it matter what we use as a pie weight?
I guess anything that won't burn in the oven. So
Right.
a lot of people like to use rice or beans. These
see.
are yeah, the most common ones.
Okay.
For those that I see some of the apple filling is a bit dry.
Yeah.
So perhaps we can add, I can't see from here, but is it because the sugar is not melted or is it just because it's dry? If it's really dry, I think we should add some water to it.
All right, just a touch of water. Get that consistency happening. So you mentioned that we are saving half of the dough.
Yes.
And you mentioned that we can play with it.
Yes.
In what way can we play with it?
We just have we can do like different designs for the toppings. So depending on like the season or for different occasion, right? So today we're gonna have like different stars over the apple pie.
Oh, nice.
But we can easily change it up into a heart shape. Say you can make an apple pie for Valentine's Day.
Oh, yes.
Or you could make like roses on top of the apple
Christmas
pie.
trees.
Yes,
for
exactly.
next month.
Anything you want. So it's
Awesome.
actually very, very versatile.
Fantastic.
Yeah. So our filling is ready.
Okay.
We can just leave it on the side.
I have a question.
Yes, Bridget, go ahead.
How long are we baking? I didn't set up the timer though.
20 minutes for the pie crust.
20 minutes
20
at
minutes.
180.
Yes.
Okay.
All right, checking back into our kitchen. I see Shirley's looking into the oven and checking on the pie crust.
Yes, and it's also different for every oven, so we have to pay close attention to the crust.
Right.
So because for professional ovens, some are more hot or
the preheating is a little bit easier.
So when you see the pie crust is browning a little bit, then we can take it out.
Okay.
Yeah, so it might not need exactly 20 minutes. It could be 10 to 15 minutes as well.
I see. What do you think? How long do you think we need here in this studio?
It looks like it's starting to brown a little bit, so we probably won't need 20 minutes.
Okay, that's great.
Yes.
All right, I think everybody's ready to have a play with the second half of your dough. So shall we go ahead and make are we choosing stars today?
Yes. It's easier.
Yeah. All right. So if you have a favorite mold at home, you can go ahead and choose your own options. It doesn't have to be stars. This is where you can have a bit of fun and make it a bit more personalized according to your choice. Samantha's ready to go ahead with the dough decorations, Taku as well. Bridget is also having her superstar helper, Bernard, involved. All right, I think Manny is also ready to play with the dough. Shall we get started?
Yes.
Okay.
We are doing pretty simple topping today, so that's why we won't need all the pie crust. You can just take out another half of what you have left, and again roll it out. Perhaps we could stick the leftover back.
Let me help you.
Thank you.
No problem.
Roll it out again into a flat disc.
Everybody's doing well. Do you want this particular star, for example, to be a little bit thicker or thinner side?
Just roughly the same as what we did earlier.
So
around,
for the 4 mm.
Yes, exactly.
Okay.
So if your crust keeps sticking to the table, I see Samantha is doing a very smart move. You can also put a baking sheet under it.
Yeah. Can't believe
so
you're a
it
first-time
would be
baker.
easier.
You look like you've done this many times.
And if it sticks to your rolling pin, also, again, you can put another sheet of baking paper over to the top of the crust.
All right. So like I said before, in case you need extra attention to your dough, if it's getting too sticky, then we add a little flour.
Yes.
Okay.
And then you can start cutting.
This is every kid's favorite thing to do.
Yes.
I think Bernard is ready to go with the star shapes. Yes. Good work. So what we're going to do with them is that we're going to lay them out right on top of
Yes,
the pie.
exactly.
Right. Samantha's onto the molding as well. Fantastic. Taco's looking great. Look at that. It's beautiful. Wow. Good job, everyone. Frederick, you got a little nervous smile happening on your face. What's going on? You all right? Okay. So for those who are watching from home or wherever you are in the world, once again, thank you so much for joining us. If you have a question at all, please feel free to comment on the chat box. We'll be able to get Shirley to answer all of your questions as well. Thanks for joining us today. Just as a little pro tip, today is not just about baking apple pie. We'll be inviting a very special guest to come on to tell us a little bit about what would be the best beverage to pair with an apple pie like this. So do stay tuned. Everybody's working on their stars and they're looking beautiful. Is there any tip on how to keep everything in shape?
Yeah, we just have to be extremely careful and gentle, because a lot of times when it comes to rolling and shaping things, you might not. You really have to be super gentle and precise.
Right.
And once you are done cutting, you can re-roll the dough again.
Yes.
And so you will have more dough to play with and add on more designs over the pie crust.
Shall we also have a look at the oven and see how the pie crust is doing? Sure. Just be a bit cautious at the time, because I know that there are so many more amazing online masterclasses later on today, and I can't wait to see all of them and experience it all with you. How's our dough looking?
It's getting there. I think probably need a couple more minutes.
Right. All right, I'm gonna come to Bernard right now. Hey, yeah. How are your stars looking? It's okay. Take your time. Hi there.
Hi.
So far, you've been working very hard on this apple pie. Which is your favorite step? Did you enjoy cutting the apples more or making the stars? How many have you made already?
Want to take your picture? Okay. We'll show you.
Yes, please. Oh, look at those. Beautiful. You want to go for more? Go for it.
You want more and more of it.
The rest of it, you can kind of just bake them on its own, and they could be like fun cookies.
No,
no.
we can keep them and then create another topping.
All right, so don't make cookies out of these. Okay. Awesome.
For the leftover, we can roll it together with the rest of the pie crust and stick it into the fridge again.
Ah, so that could be for your next time's use. Excellent. Cherie, how are you doing? Are you working on the stars as well now? Oh, beautiful. Good work. Yes. Are you enjoying yourself this morning?
Yes, has been fun.
Awesome. All right. So let's see how your apples are doing. You said that they were a tiny little bit dry before. Are they okay now?
I think it's better. I added a bit of water.
They look good. Fantastic.
So yes.
All right. Coming back to our studio, I see Shirley's already ready to take that crust out. Let's have a look and see what we should be looking for later on when it's your turn to take yours out of your oven. Ta-da! All right, everybody, eyes in the studio. This is the moment of truth of what kind of color, what kind of texture we're looking for after the first bake.
So we can remove the beans.
Yes. Oh, I see. It does make a difference putting the weight on the crust and putting it in. Fantastic. All right. Have you got eyes on the screens? if you can have a look in the studio, then that's going to be what the color is going to be like after the first bake in the oven. And then what should we do now?
We can pour the filling over the pie crust.
All right.
And put the toppings on top of the
awesome
filling.
This is the part if you have children involved. Again, be aware of their little hands if they want to get involved with the pie crust. All right, let's see how everybody's pie crust are. Taco's still in the oven. Grace is checking on hers. Shirley is checking hers out. Ooh, watch out, hot. Jennifer, how's your pie crust doing? You think it's a little bit wet? What do you think, Shirley?
We can bake a little longer after.
Yeah, it looks like it'll need a little bit of time later on, but you can go ahead and with apple filling going right into it, and then we'll bake a little bit longer. Taco, you've got a question. Yes, go ahead.
So I just want to ask if, because I'm still baking, because I'm put it a bit late. So, what can I do if I'm like waiting for the lower part of the apple pie? What can I do?
You can chat with us. You could also maybe have a look at your stars. Do you have enough stars for decorations later?
Yeah, I think so.
Pretty much. All right, and then get your apple fillings ready because that's going to be the next step that you're going to need, okay?
All right.
And here are the stars that we... You're welcome. You're so polite. I love that. All right, guys, this is what we're going to do. Samantha's already got her fillings in the pie. That looks amazing. Wow, look at that. That's beautiful. Fredericks has also got his filling in the crust. Frederick's going for the traditional circles. Are you trying to make some snowballs on your apple pie? If you can unmute yourself, then we'll be able to hear you in the studio.
Because I don't have that star cutters, so
no
I
worries.
just
Be creative.
Yes,
I love
trying
it.
to.
Yes, you're looking
Thank you.
great. Yeah, good work.
Thank you.
Yes. Coming back into our studio, you can see how Shirley is placing her decorations. Oh my goodness, look at that golden brown. It's so beautiful. And then after we've done the decorations, we're going to put them back into the oven, right?
Yes.
For how many minutes this time?
20 minutes.
For 20 minutes
Yes.
for
But
the
then
last
again,
round of baking.
It really depends on the heat or how the oven reacts to it. We just pay attention to the crust and
Right.
make sure that it's brown enough.
Okay.
Okay.
All right. Don't forget to show us how your pie is looking when you're finished before you put it in the oven. We would love to see your amazing work. Yes, Frederick, I love it. Good work. All right, Samantha, I love that too. You got a variety of different shapes. That's so cute. Yes, Grace, you have a question for us. Yes. If you could unmute yourself, then we'll be able to hear you.
My pie crust is not very, it's still a little wet. Shall I put it in again?
You can put it in for, say, maybe another 5 minutes and try to turn it up your oven. Perhaps your oven is not hot enough.
Okay.
All right, so we would love to capture this moment of everybody's amazing work. What I want to do is before you stick your pie back into the oven, we should take a selfie with everybody with their incredible work this morning as well. Let me get the phones ready. And if you have your pie ready for the oven, please go ahead and show us. And then we'll be able to capture that onto our big screen as well. Shall we move along over there to the brain wall? This has been such a fun experience, I think, for everybody who's joining us for the session or joining us at home watching. This is absolutely fantastic. Samantha, I love that. Oh my goodness, look at Jennifer's. That's beautiful. Cherise, yours looking great too. Frederick, fantastic work. Manny, how's yours looking? It's already in the oven? Oh, right, okay. Would you mind to take it out for a quick photo with us? Is that a good thing to do or is it not so good?
I think it's okay.
Yeah, go for it. All right. I think Samantha's ready. Rita, how are you doing? Taking the weight off, I believe. Yes, Grace is great. Okay, I'll give you a little bit of a moment to get your pie beautiful and ready, and I'm going to bring on a special guest to join us here in the studio. Please welcome my good friend Nelson. Hi, Nelson.
Morning, Shirley.
Like I
Morning,
promised
Nelson.
you before, Wine and Dine Festival is definitely not just about the food. The wine has got a lot to do to contribute to a beautiful feast. So what would you suggest to have as a pairing for today's apple pie?
Well, today I learned from the ingredients of Shirley's work. Actually, this apple pie is not really very sweet one, but I'm sure that it's having great acidity.
Yes.
At the same time, have the cinnamon and the nutmeg character. I pick a very special one, which is a German wine.
Ooh.
A German wine, which is Pinspotter coming from Busau. This wine actually is much fruitier in base, but at the end is very good in acidity, balanced off with the pie itself. And at the same time, you get a very good pairing flavor with the cinnamon and the nutmeg.
Wow, that sounds so
characters.
exciting.
Yeah.
This will be such a good pairing.
Yeah.
But by the way, we do have young chefs or young helpers
Yep.
joining us. If you're not over 18, ask your mom for a non-alcoholic flavor.
Yeah.
Is there any non-alcoholic pairing that we can choose for the
Sure.
kids?
Well, actually, in Shirley's workshop, there is a beautiful organic ginger beer. Okay, ginger beer is non-alcoholic.
Yes.
Don't forget that. And this is really, really good because the ginger itself is already a very good nutrition value. Plus, the flavoring agents going really extremely well with the cinnamon flavor.
Beautiful.
That's why it's really a perfect match for
All right.
all the non-alcoholic drinkers.
Excellent. Now I think we are ready for the selfie. If everybody can have your pie closer to the camera, and then we'll be able to take a moment to have a capture of everybody's work today. Yes, thank you everybody. I love Bridges with the star. I love Cherise, yours look great. Frederick, oh, you worked on it even more, didn't you? You got the apples on top as decorations. I love how creative you're getting. All right, everybody ready? Taku's getting his out. Ooh, careful, hot. Samantha's looking beautiful too. Grace, I know that yours is still in the oven, but that's okay. If you could maybe even hold up the decorations if you want to join us for a quick selfie. Rita's pie crust looking good. All right, here we go. Would you like to join me over here, Nelson?
Yeah, sure.
Come and join us over here. Shirley, come on in. Everybody, faces on screen. Here we go. 1, 2, 3. Excellent. Thank you once again so much for joining us today. We love hanging out with everybody today, this morning, for our MasterChef online class today. Now, by the way, if you would like to also join in for the coming up sessions, please go on to our official website, which is masterclasses.discoverhongkong.com. Order your ingredient pack right now and get ready for your session to cook alongside with us, or you can watch our previous master classes online on that very website. Now, coming up next at 2 p.m., we have Vicky Lau from Tate to join us for a crispy egg and mushroom soup. All right, so we still have more things to do in the oven. We can still wait for the finished work. I can't wait to taste it, and I hope that everybody will have a fantastic time, whether to pair it with a beautiful recommendation from Nelson or beverage of your choice. All right, so once again, just a quick reminder for everybody who's still working with their pie at home. How long more do we have to go for the oven?
Roughly 20 minutes, but then again, you know, it really depends on the oven temperature. So keep checking.
Yes.
Once it gets a little brown, then you should just start taking out the pie.
All right, so everybody who joined us on Zoom, have fun, enjoy it, and everybody else watching online, hope you have a beautiful weekend. Thank you so much today, and thank you, Shirley.
Thank you.
Thank you, Nelson.
That's it.
See ya.